Hello, welcome to Curry Girl Tech Talk. I am Krystal Curry. Thank you for joining. What's up, everyone? Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. I am excited about 2025 and I am wishing you the best year ever. There are many things coming up this year. I have uploaded an events page at currygirltechtalk.com. Please check there to find out what's going on with the podcast and stay engaged with me. The first thing for this year is going to be my leadership webinars later this month. Registration is now open. Go to currygirltechtalk.com leadership seminar and register today. Well, we are just about to wrap up our Web3 series. If 2024 was the year of AI, artificial intelligence, I believe 2025 is going to continue that trajectory, highlighting AI and the convergence of other technologies integrating with AI. If you haven't had a chance yet, listen to the AI series. I start out by going over machine learning and with the history of AI. There are many aspects of AI that I believe are going to evolve and continue to evolve in 2025. Not only artificial intelligence, but Web3 as well. The technology industry is experiencing a huge transformation. Where there is change, we see opportunity. I believe 2025 is going to continue a trajectory of being an awesome year of transformation in technology. We've got AI, we've got Web3, we've got quantum technologies. All these technologies are converging in a unique way that is significantly making major transformations in society, in our world across the globe. And I don't want to minimize that with this episode, but I want to highlight some of the things that I believe these technologies are doing via their convergence together. So without further delay, let's get into this episode. Today's show, we're going to discuss some of the integration points of Web3, AI, the Metaverse, and other technologies. We'll finalize our Web3 series next week with our Putting It All Together episode. I'm talking tech today about the convergence of technologies with Web3. Do you remember my conversation with Mr. Morale? One of the most interesting things that he said during that episode is that he would like to see AI on blockchain and that the world would benefit greatly from that integration. Let's explore what that means. All right, so AI on blockchain. What are some ways that we could integrate Web3 blockchain technology with AI? Well, we know one of the most impressive and beneficial use cases with blockchain technology is identity management, privacy, and security. And AI has a problem with scraping the internet of data irrespective of its, user. So perhaps the first and most obvious integration point is to solve for that pain point with AI and shore up its security by putting it on blockchain. All right, so how can we integrate these technologies to ensure that AI is more secure? Well, we know that people are creating AI engines and companies are building their own internal AI engines. Perhaps the architectural design for that includes some integration with blockchain. I propose perhaps the authentication process and the transaction data of AI engines get put on the chain. Heck yeah. That would provide transparency and allow tracking of all this machine learning data and AI data. And there could be no denial of someone saying, hey, I'm a content creator or I'm an author and AI took one of my books and wrote it in the voice of a new author. We would have all of that transaction data on chain if we integrated the two, because once each transaction is recorded, it's immutable. Yet there's still privacy to the extent that it's only accessible via your private keys. I can imagine protecting your own data on chain via an AI engine gives you more control of your own data as well. You can have your private keys and store your personal data. And I believe this is necessary and would be an intelligent breakthrough in this technology and solve a very real pain point. For some of us, we wish it would have come available sooner because some of that data has already been captured by the AI machine learning processes and been made public already. But there is opportunity in this space. That's the key point. And this would be a major improvement to AI. And perhaps it could even automate a payment process. So for instance, if AI, scrapes some data and it uses an internal AI engine, then there's a way, once that's on the chain, there's a way to say, hey, you are trying to use this data. Do you want to send me a payment for that? Initiate a payment transaction on blockchain, and it's a secure method to do that as well. So it could be a real avenue to compensate content developers for using their creative assets. All right, another aspect of AI, again, we were talking about everybody building their own AI engines and companies building their own internal AI engines. And if you remember, I offered a solution for offering the use of LLM models on the back end. We were talking about a specific solution with not having to store all the data yourself because, of all these data centers popping up all over the place. If you could call an API and use the LLM models on the back end, then you wouldn't have to store all that data. Well, that's one of the things that I proposed. But I came across a solution at the Circle site called text to transaction. And this is essentially using one of the thing that I was proposing. It uses the LLM models to parse free-form English text, classify it as an action, and convert it into a signed intention to be used on chain. All right, so what does that mean? Let me translate that in a different way. All right, so you essentially could have a UI front end. So that could be a website or anything. And you enter in details about a smart contract. And it could be in your normal language of how you would say, I'm going to put down $1,000 earnest money. And the next step is this. And you're writing it all in normal language form of a contract. Well, the back end of that technology would communicate with OpenAI or ChatGPT. In the case of this, Circle is proposing using OpenAI's GPT to interpret the language because they have the large language models that have been trained using machine learning algorithms. But using that GPT to interpret the language that you typed into the front end, and that code on the back end builds a smart contract for you. Oh my God, is that not amazing? This is huge. You don't have to have a developer do this for you if you do it this way, because, we talked about, you find a way to get it done. You hire somebody who obviously knows one of the programming languages that can do smart contracts and put that on chain for you. But with this project, it's going to build the smart contract for you, and you don't have to have a developer to do it. You essentially would type in what you want to have in the contract and initiate it in a language that you want to see, and then sign it with your intention to execute on that contract, and then you can put it on the chain. So, all right, so when I came across that, I was like, yes, this is exactly what I had envisioned in terms of integration points between Web3 and AI. I just thought that was the best thing since sliced bread. What do you guys think? I believe this service is going to be wildly successful. I am predicting that this will be a huge thing in 2025. I will continue to follow this for all of you all and bring you up to speed when it becomes available. So please stay tuned for that. If you want to be able to use these smart contracts on chain, this is should be an easy avenue for that. So, all right, Circle. Please contact me. I will keep my audience updated on this new technology. I am super excited about that. Call me and let me know what's going on with this development of the smart contract integration with AI and LLM models. I did want to add a couple of things about AI integration with blockchain. Because blockchain has a immutable ledger system, which makes sure that it has data integrity, and AI can, because of, you remember we talked about AI, machine learning processes, analyze large volumes of data, and it can detect, it can do prediction. You remember Mr. Gregory Richardson talked about the areas. It does prediction really well and it does summarization really well. Well, AI can analyze and summarize large data sets, and blockchain's immutable transaction system can utilize that aggregation of that data to detect any anomalies or see if there are any potential security threats, making data more secure and reliable. And it leads to a more efficient and trustworthy global system. By recording all of these things on a decentralized blockchain, it offers greater visibility and traceability. And finally, now, one thing I did want to say is that there are several underserved populations across the globe that do not have access to a financial system that is secure and reliable. These decentralized finance applications that are powered by AI on blockchain can provide access to financial services for underserved populations. So those are other aspects of AI technology integrated with Web3 that can enhance the world in a better way. All right. I want to interject another helpful tip to listeners that were asking questions about their wallets. Do you remember Mr. Morale mentioning Uniswap in episode 2? Well, this service offers the ability to swap many tokens via the Uniswap protocol. Their protocol is the largest on-chain marketplace with billions of dollars in weekly volume across thousands of tokens on Ethereum and plus 7 other additional chains. I believe that might also help the listener who inquired about their wallets and being able to interchange tokens. Remember what I said, though, it still depends on what the token is because, again, not all blockchains have interoperability, but Uniswap is one of the places that you can check to see if you can swap your tokens. Check there and see if that might work for you. Also, in the last episode of this series, we're going to have a discussion called Putting It All Together, where I'm going to walk through some of these items. And I hope that also helps put everything together for you all. All right, next, Metaverse. How does Metaverse integrate with AI and Web3? All right, let's explore how these technologies converge. One article from the World Economic Forum is speaking about spatial technology. Do you remember the AI series? We talked about spatial technology with robotics and autonomous functions. And we specifically spoke about it, or I specifically spoke about it from the perspective of autonomous driving. Well, the convergence of Web3 can play a role here too. According to the World Economic Forum, there is AI, 2D and 3D interactive content displayed in real world and virtually through spatial computing, and even generative AI, offering augmented reality, mixed reality, and virtual reality, which is accessible on your mobile, your desktop, and VR sets. And in our gaming episode, Danny's explanation of the Metaverse, he mentioned the major difference with metaverses is the enablement of purchasing digital assets in gaming. For instance, like dressing your avatar. He mentioned having the ability to go in like a Foot Locker and purchase a digital version of athletic footwear. The integration of blockchain with Metaverse could mean that enabling the payment of those transactions to occur on chain as well. That is one of the big things that I think is going to integrate Metaverse, AI, and Web3. All right. Finally, from an integration or a convergence of all of these technologies standpoint, I want to review is the integration of quantum computing with Web3. There are similar parallel goals in terms of security with quantum computing and Web3. Well, while Web3 is actively being built, quantum internet has not progressed as far. However, I want to point out that there are rumblings about its integration because of the encryption and speed. So essentially, standard computers work this way. They work with bits of data. Standard computers work with bits of data, either zeros or ones. But quantum computers can operate with 0 and 1 simultaneously, enabling performance of certain functions significantly faster. This opens up a world of synergies between Web3 and quantum computing. And that's as much as I'm going to get into that, but I did want to offer that integration point that I did not overlook that because I read a lot about the integration of quantum computing and Web3. All right. That finalizes all of the converging technologies that I wanted to discuss for this episode. As we enter into 2025, I believe that we will continue to see the convergence of these technologies, continuing a mega transformation in technology sectors. I know that zeros and ones are not always the glamorous topics to discuss, but I believe that it is shifting society faster than ever, simultaneously in multiple sectors across several categories and industries. I hope that you will stay tuned this year as I aim to keep you updated about it all. I am Krystal Curry. Take care.